Aviation has grown rapidly since World War II, leading to the creation of numerous international and regional bodies to oversee its safety, standards, and development. These organizations, such as AICAO, EASA, IATA, JAA, and the FAA, work together to coordinate rules, regulations, and best practices globally. In this video, we'll introduce each major agency, explain its purpose and structure, and highlight why it is vital to modern air travel. Let's start with International Civil Aviation Organization. The International Civil Aviation Organization is a United Nations specialized agency established in 1947 by the Chicago Convention that serves as the global forum for civil aviation. ICAO's mission is to coordinate international air navigation principles and foster the planning and development of international air transport to ensure safe and orderly growth. Based in Montreal, with offices worldwide and supported by 193 member states, AYCAO sets standards and recommended practices for aircraft design, navigation, airport operations, and accident investigation, among other areas. Unlike a national regulator, ICAO itself does not impose laws on countries, but its standards guide national regulations and industry best practices. ICAO's core objectives are to develop aviation worldwide in a safe, efficient, and sustainable manner. Its main tasks include acting as a global forum for member states, drafting international policies, laws, and standards, conducting safety audits and technical inspections, researching and analyzing emerging aviation issues, and supporting the expansion of infrastructure such as airports and navigation systems worldwide. ICAO thus helps countries harmonize rules across borders, facilitates cooperation on air navigation, and continuously updates global safety standards to address new technologies. The International Civil Aviation Organization has a multi-tier governance structure, Assembly and Council. The Assembly is AICAO's sovereign body, comprising all member states. It meets at least once every 3 years, or in special sessions if requested, to elect the ICAO Council, approve budgets, and decide on major policy directions. In the Assembly, representatives review Council reports, set organization priorities, and can confer or withdraw authorities to the Council. The AICAO Council is the permanent executive authority of 36 member states, elected by the Assembly for 3-year terms. You can find the Council member states list in the description section of the video. The Council implements Assembly decisions and the Chicago Convention. Its duties include submitting annual reports to the Assembly, managing AICAO's finances, and overseeing technical committees, for example, air navigation, air transport, and technical cooperation. In effect, the Council drives AICAO's day-to-day work, adopting standards and recommended practices, coordinating international regulations, and supervising implementation of AICAO policies. The European Union Aviation Safety Agency is the European Union's regulatory authority for civil aviation safety. Established by the European Union in 2002, fully operational by 2008, and based in Cologne, Germany, EASA's mandate is to set and maintain high safety and environmental standards for civil aviation across Europe. All European Union member states, and some non-European Union members, participate in EASA's oversight. EASA's responsibilities include regulation and certification. EASA develops and enforces technical regulations for aircraft certification, maintenance, and manufacturing. It issues type certificates for new aircraft, engines, and parts, and approves design and production organizations to ensure they meet European Union standards. Licensing and training. While pilot licenses are issued by national authorities, EASA sets common standards for pilot and crew licensing across Europe. It also works with member states to certify airports, air traffic control procedures, and maintenance organizations. Safety monitoring and research. EASA collects and analyzes safety data from incidents and operations, performs safety reviews, and advises the European Commission on new aviation laws. It conducts research into emerging issues such as unmanned aircraft, biofuels, automation, and oversees implementation of safety rules, including joint inspections in member countries. Environmental protection. The agency also includes environmental standards in its mission, aiming to reduce aviation's noise and emissions through certification and innovation. In summary, EASA functions as the European Union's centralized aviation safety regulator. It harmonizes rules across countries, conducts investigations and inspections, and represents Europe in international safety matters, cooperating with ICAO, FAA, and others. International Air Transport Association IATA. The International Air Transport Association is a global trade association for the world's airlines. Founded in 1945 and headquartered in Montreal, currently represents over 340 member airlines from more than 120 countries. You can find the list of the member airlines and countries in the description below. These carriers account for roughly 80% of global air traffic, unlike ICAO or EASA. IATA is not a government body, but a private industry organization. Its purpose is to support airlines by simplifying processes and increasing efficiency in air transport. International Air Transport Association's key roles include standards and policies. IATA develops industry standards and recommended practices for airline operations like ticketing formats, baggage handling codes, and electronic data interchange. Its committees and working groups draft technical standards that facilitate seamless international travel. Advocacy and policy. IATA advocates on behalf of airlines to governments and regulators. It helps formulate global aviation policies on safety, security, and facilitation, in coordination with bodies like ICAO. Safety and training. IATA provides safety audits and training programs for airlines and crew. It publishes manuals, safety guidelines, and conducts conferences to share best practices. Commercial cooperation. Historically, IATA organized tariff conferences and coordinated pricing. Today, its focus is more on efficiency than on price fixing. In short, IATA helps airlines cooperate globally. Its member airlines carry about 80% of global traffic and rely on IATA's policies and standards to operate safely and smoothly across borders. Joint Aviation Authorities JAA. The Joint Aviation Authorities was an associated body of the European Civil Aviation Conference representing the civil aviation regulatory authorities of a number of European states who had agreed to cooperate in developing and implementing common safety regulatory standards and procedures. It was not a regulatory body, regulation being achieved through the member authorities. It was in existence from 1970 until disbanded in 2009. Its headquarters were located in Hoofddorp near Schiphol Airport in Netherlands. JAA issued the Joint Aviation Requirements, intended to establish minimum requirements for air safety. In implementing the so-called FUJ report, JAA entered into a new phase as of January 1, 2007. In this new phase, the former JAA became JAAT, which means transition. JAT consisted of a liaison office and a training office. The offices of JAA Liaison were located in the premises of the European Union Aviation Safety Agency in Cologne, Germany. Federal Aviation Administration, FAA. The Federal Aviation Administration is the United States National Civil Aviation Authority, created in 1958, evolving from earlier air safety agencies. It is part of the U.S. Department of Transportation. The FAA's mission is to provide the safest, most efficient aerospace system in the world. It is one of the oldest and largest aviation regulators globally and plays a leading role in setting safety standards. The FAA's responsibilities encompass almost all aspects of U.S. civil aviation and related aerospace activities. Key duties include safety regulation. The FAA regulates civil aviation to promote safety. This means setting and enforcing regulations and standards for aircraft design, manufacturing and maintenance, certifying aircraft models, and licensing pilots, mechanics, and air traffic controllers. Air traffic control. The FAA develops and operates the U.S. National Airspace System. It runs a network of control towers, en route centers, and navigation facilities, and sets rules for air traffic management. Airspace and navigation. It manages the assignment and use of U.S. airspace and installs, maintains navigation aids and communication systems. This ensures efficient flow of civil and military air traffic. Technology. The FAA conducts research to advance aviation technology, such as next-gen air traffic systems, and encourages new aviation methods and infrastructure. Environmental oversight. The FAA also addresses aviation's environmental impact, running programs to control aircraft noise and emissions. Commercial space regulation. Uniquely, the FAA licenses and regulates U.S. commercial space launches and re-entries on expendable launch vehicles, integrating space transportation into national aerospace oversight. International activities. Although focused on the U.S., the FAA collaborates globally. It negotiates airworthiness agreements with other countries and helps certify foreign repair stations and operators to meet U.S. standards. In summary, the FAA's broad remit, from writing regulations to running ATC to certifying pilots, makes it the de facto safety authority for U.S. and often influences global aviation standards as well. Why these organizations matter? In closing, these aviation organizations are essential because they create uniform standards and cooperation mechanisms in a field that is inherently global. ICAO provides the international framework, through treaties and standards, that underpins cross-border flying. EASA and national bodies like the FAA implement and enforce those standards regionally and nationally, ensuring each aircraft and flight meets agreed safety rules. Industry groups like AYADA and JAA help airlines and regulators speak the same technical language. Together, they enable the aviation system to work safely and efficiently worldwide. A goal the FAA sums up as having the safest, most efficient aerospace system in the world. Without such coordinated organizations, international air travel would be fragmented and far less safe.